Hey everyone, it's Sarah and welcome to week 2 of the Realmathon reading vlogs. It's February the 8th, we're on day 8 of the Realmathon. I've finished one book, I'm in the middle of another. I finished Malice by John Gwynne last week and I'm in the middle of The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So I'm going to carry on with The Secret History and I've just been listening to that through audiobook. I've also got my 4th run today, so if you haven't watched my first vlog, I basically said that I've started running. I've done 3 runs and I follow this app that gives you like the runs you need to do, and this is my 4th one, so we're now on to a new set of runs, so it gets harder today. So I wanted to film this now in case I can't film afterwards because I'm so out of breath. So I'm going to listen to The Secret History whilst I'm on my runs, whilst I'm walking the dogs, whilst I'm busy doing any cleaning, things like that. But that's my background book. That may be here to stay for the full month. That means we need to pick another book to start now that I can physically read and spend a lot of my time on. And I'm thinking I'm going to pick up Midnight is the Darkest Hour because this was next in line on the poll that I did in the Realmathon Discord channel. I made a poll to say which book I should start first and it was Malice, and this came quite close. They were neck and neck for a long time, so I feel like it's only right that I should pick this up. This should be an easier, quick read. I did Malice in a week and it was over 600 pages and it's a fantasy. So this one's like 300 and something pages, 350 something pages. So yeah, I'm thinking about picking this one up. I also have My Darkest Prayer, which I do really want to get around to. Also, I haven't got it with me, let me grab it. I'm in another Discord and they do monthly like buddy reads, read-alongs in that Discord. But there was a vote going on and one of the books in there got quite close. So we've decided we're going to read that together this month anyway. That is All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby. So I have 2 S.A. Cosby books that I'm going to read this month, hopefully. And I do really want to get around to them. But I think it's only fair for me to start this one because it got so close to Malice in the poll. The other thing I'm doing today, me and my sister-in-law have made plans to do a buddy read today. We usually consistently have buddy reads going on and we're currently going through the Wheel of Time series together. We're on book 3, I think it's called The Dragon Reborn, and we're about halfway, maybe more than halfway through that now. But if I can get that book done this month as well, then I will count that to my Realmathon points because we started it earlier on. We didn't start it this month, but we've only just reached about halfway this month. So I will count it towards my Realmathon points if I get that finished this month. So we're going to do a bit of buddy reading tonight on that. So we'll see how far I get with that one. So I don't think I'll be starting any of these books yet, but I thought I'd come in, kick the vlog off and say that I'll probably pick this up if I get a chance today, or I'll pick it up tomorrow. And then I'm hoping to spend just a bunch of time over the weekend reading and things. But like I said in my last vlog, weekends seem to be harder for me to get a lot of reading done. So we'll see how it goes. There might be some like b-roll of me walking the dogs today as well. We went to visit my mum and we went out for a walk with the dogs with my mum. So that was really nice. It was really cold and really windy outside, but it was a lovely walk. The girls loved it. I don't think I'll be going out and doing as much as I did last week, so it might just be a boring one, but then that also means I might get more reading done. I'm gonna go on my run now and hopefully you will see me here again if I survive this run. It's now Sunday the 10th, day 10 of Realmathon. Also, I've realised that I haven't really told you what Realmathon is. If you haven't watched my first vlog, Realmathon is a month-long readathon. It's competitive. You can gain positive or negative points to use for your team or against another team. The host for this Realmathon is Cassidy over at Covers with Cassidy, and I will leave her announcement video down below and her Booktube channel down below as well. If you want to go check her out and check what the readathon is all about, you can always join late. And I am on Team Shadows, so you're always welcome to join us as well. The last thing you would have seen was me reading The Dragon Reborn, which is the third book in the Wheel of Time series. I've been buddy reading this with my sister-in-law, the whole series, and I'm really enjoying this book. I think that there's a lot more going on than the first two books, in my opinion. There's a lot of questions unanswered. I don't know how I'm meant to feel about certain people and certain situations, but we'll see. I am currently at page 293, so we're not quite halfway through yet, but our plan is to have like 2 more big reading sessions of this before the end of the month and to try and get this done. Then the other book that I'm currently in the middle of is The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and I've just been listening to this on audiobook. It's a reread for me. It was one of my favourite books from last year, and I am currently on page 276 and I'm loving it. I didn't film yesterday because I didn't end up getting around to any reading. As I've mentioned, I do find it usually harder to get any reading done on a weekend. I like to spend a lot of time with James and we play games with friends and things like that. Today is actually Mother's Day, so yesterday I popped around and gave my mum some flowers and some presents and things and saw her, and then today we're just relaxing. But it is another run day as well. And I won't lie to you, I haven't got the energy today, but I am still going to do it. And I think that's the hardest part. Just the starting. On the days that you don't have the energy, you just want to talk yourself out of it. But I know when I start, I really enjoy it. But for now, before my run, because I usually do my run around about the same time every time, it just seems to have landed around about 3 o'clock every time I do my run. So I'm just going to keep it at that because that seems to be what's working for me. So even though I could do it now, which it's about 12 o'clock, I don't think I should. I'm just going to keep it at 3 o'clock. It always seems to work for me and I'm going to keep that routine. So until then, I'm going to get a start on Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. This is probably the book that I'm going to be focusing on the most in this vlog, hopefully. And hopefully I can get it done. It seems like it'll be a quick read. It's just under 400 pages. I believe it's just like an easy thriller. I am a little bit nervous to get into this because I've heard people not liking it. I am a little bit nervous, but we'll see how it goes. I wanted to get the audiobook for Midnight is the Darkest Hour through Everand, or Scribd as it was previously known, and it signed me out. It's actually such a problem because I forget my passwords all the time. So I need to go upstairs and log in on my computer where it is signed in and try and sort this out. I feel like I can't read a book physically anymore without an audiobook. My brain just doesn't allow it. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to try and sort this out so I can listen to the audiobook. So after many attempts of trying to log in and then getting locked out of my account and then having to go to customer service and telling them I'm locked out of my account for them then to go, you tried signing out and signing back in again. I'm locked out of my account. I finally got back in, reset my password, and I've got the audiobook. So we're ready to go. I've completed my second, well, it's my 5th run, but my second run of the second set. I don't know what I'm saying. It was really good. I did not want to do that at all today. I ended up going past 3 o'clock before I did my run because I ended up eating something and then I wanted to let that settle and I got distracted doing some presets on Lightroom. I've decided to have a little go at that and see if I can find any that I like, see if anyone else has made any that I like, and I just want to improve my Instagram a bit. Like, this year is all about me just putting out content and trying to improve editing skills. I've been really into it. We're 3 months into 2024 and I'm really enjoying it. Although I'm not amazing at what I'm doing, I can see improvement and that's like amazing. Like, I feel really good about that. Also, with the running on top of that, one of like my life goals that I haven't mentioned here on YouTube at the start of this year was to exercise a little bit more, but it took me until like end of February, March time, well, it was the start of March, to actually put that into practice. And although it took me that time, I felt it come on naturally and I think I needed that. So I'm glad I never forced myself from January when I wasn't feeling up to it, and I did it when I was ready because I'm now really enjoying it. So yeah, I feel like I'm updating you more on my runs than I am anything else. I've been reading Midnight is the Darkest Hour. I'm 130 pages in. Initially, I didn't think I was enjoying it, and I was about to DNF it about 30 pages in. I just kind of kept going. It's an easy read, and I'm somewhat enjoying it a little bit more now. There's a lot of references to Twilight. Like, she keeps talking about Twilight, the books, the movies, scenes in it, and I'm loving that. If anything, I'm here just for that. But the characters, I'm quite enjoying following. I think it's starting to all come together a bit, and I am a little bit more interested in it. Whether or not this will be a great, enjoyable read by the end of it, I'm unsure. It could still be like a 3-star. It might even end up being terrible. I'm not sure. I'm not far enough in to know. Also, I find with thrillers, sometimes it can go from like a 4-star read to like a 1-star read by whatever happens at the end. We'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm enjoying it. And I even carried on listening to this whilst running, rather than switching to The Secret History, because I feel like I can get this done either like today or tomorrow. So I'm just trying to get as much as I can done of this, because I'm also really excited to move on to other books. I really want to get to S.A. Cosby's books. So yeah, that's my update. I'm going to go shower now and then get back on with reading. I just wanted to update you because I am DNFing Midnight is the Darkest Hour. I got to page 238, and the rule is with Realmathon, if you get over halfway through before DNFing, you can still count it. So I'm going to count it towards Realmathon points, but I really wanted to just get this read today and say I've read a book today in one day. That would have been nice. Basically, in like a quick summary, this is like a Twilight fever dream. It's basically a Twilight fever dream. This main character just goes on about Twilight so much, and I mean, I love Twilight as much as the next girl, but I don't need to hear about it so much in this book and have it referenced to everything that's going on in your life. And also it spoils Twilight, so I'm not about that. I don't care how old the films are or the books are or how loved they are or how well known they are. I don't like books that spoil other books. And this spoils like a plot point in Twilight that happens a lot later on. And it was so cringy. I thought I started liking it at one point. I was like, okay, this is getting somewhere. No, it just went quickly downhill from there. I wish I kind of just DNF'd it at those 30 pages when I was initially thinking of DNFing it, but then all of a sudden I was into it for a little bit, and then over 200 pages later and I DNF'd. I couldn't do it any longer. So what am I going to pick up next? I have 2 S.A. Cosbys that I want to read this month. One was on my initial TBR for this month, and it's My Darkest Prayer. I think I can do this in one sitting, and I want to use that for the one sitting prompt. So I'm going to start this tomorrow. I then also have All the Sinners Bleed, which is happening as a buddy read in a Discord that I'm in. I don't want to start this right now because I'm going to start My Darkest Prayer first. So I'm going to start My Darkest Prayer and finish that first and then move on to this. I'm nervous to do that though. I've heard more about All the Sinners Bleed, and I've heard a lot of love around it, and I've not heard much about My Darkest Prayer, so that makes me nervous. But we're going to read My Darkest Prayer first, but I'm not going to start that till tomorrow. So my plan for tonight, because I want to read and I really wanted to get a book done today, is to pick up a manga. And also because I've been reading like really mediocre books, which feels like forever. I know I read Malice and really enjoyed that, but it was like 1 in a million that I've read lately that I really enjoyed. And it just feels like I'm not having much luck with finding books that I'm enjoying right now. So I thought I'd pick this up, and I know I will enjoy Alice in Borderland. I need something. I need something that I can actually enjoy. I know I'm going into it and enjoying it. Otherwise, I'm just going to hate everything, I think, because I'm in that mood now where I'm just like, all books suck, apparently. And I know they don't, but it's just really irritating me that I'm not finding a great book. I still haven't found a 5-star this year. Some Alice in Borderlands have been 5 stars for me, so this could be a 5-star. Who knows? That being said, I'm going to pick this up tonight so I can get it done tonight and just feel accomplished, but also enjoy a book that I'm going to pick up. It's March the 11th, we're on day 11 of Realmathon, and I finished Alice in Borderland Volume 6. And I have my first 5-star of the year, finally. I mean, I was guessing it was going to be a 4 or 5-star. This one was a 5-star. I was going to rate it like a 4.5 because it slowed down at the end. I'm very mindful that these are 2 editions in one. The first half was a 5-star, and then the second half was like a 4.5 stars. So I've rounded it up. It seems fair to give both volumes, this bound up edition, a 5-star. I loved this so much. I had such a good time with it. I'm so glad I picked this up. I just wanted to pick something up and really have a good time with it and just know that I enjoyed it through and through, and this was that for me. And now we're gonna start My Darkest Prayer by S.A. Cosby. I have like a million things that I should be doing and I need to do, so instead I'm going to ignore them and put them all off and read this book instead. I always get myself too comfortable. This is just asking for me to fall asleep and not get any of the book done. It's day 12, I believe. Yesterday I got 100 pages into My Darkest Hour. I think it's called that. No, it's not. My Darkest Prayer by S.A. Cosby. I'm really enjoying the writing so far. It's a little bit slow, but it is his first book as well, I believe, from the introduction that I read in the book. It sounds like it's his first book that he's written. I'm actually quite happy that I've started at the beginning. I'll have to find out what order his books go in, and I might kind of read them that way, like what order he published them in. Yesterday, like I said, I got 100 pages in. I wanted to read the full book yesterday, but I ended up getting really tired and I ended up having a nap. And then when I woke up, I just felt groggy and the whole day was a write-off. So I ended up feeling really bad yesterday because I had like a whole list of things that I needed to do. And I know I said in the video that like yesterday's clip that I was just going to put it off and read, but then the reading didn't even seem successful either. I just kind of felt exhausted yesterday and a bit down on myself. So today's plan is I do want to get some reading done, but I'm not going to be so harsh on myself if that's not the thing that I get done. For today, I want to start editing this vlog because I haven't done any editing yet. And I need to write some emails and find out some life things. And I need to just basically be an adult today. It is my running day, which half of me feels like, oh, it's my running day and that cuts into all those things that I need doing. But half of me is thinking, once I've done my run, I always feel quite happy and energetic. That might be the thing that kicks me into today and ends up helping me get all the stuff done that I need to get done. I've just finished my run. I finished it about half an hour ago and I've just been laid here ever since I finished. So today was hard, and I don't think it's the run in general that's hard, but we've been going to bed late. I've been feeling groggy on the days that I'm not exercising, although I am like running and I am trying to look after myself a bit more. I feel that I'm not doing enough in between those moments to look after myself. So today's run was really hard. Like I said, I felt exhausted yesterday and I've woke up kind of not feeling great energy wise. My body just wasn't wanting to move whilst I was running and I nearly gave up, but I did it. That was my last of the second set, so the next set is going to be harder, but I'm gonna go into it. It's like in 2 days. I'm gonna go into it and take it slow. I'll do as much as I can. If I feel like I can't do it, I'll stop and I'll just keep doing it until I can do it. I'll do more than the 3 in one set if I need to. I've figured that I need to look after myself outside of this running. So tonight is the night that I'm aiming to go to bed earlier. And I mean, when I've been going to sleep late, it's been like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So it's not ideal. James works American hours. We live in the UK, but he works American hours. So he starts like later on in the day and then finishes at night. So then we usually spend some time together before we go to bed. And for James, he likes to like wind down after work before going to sleep rather than going straight to sleep. I think we could do that and not be up till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. We just keep defaulting to that, but we've both said like feeling the effects of not going to bed earlier. Today's our reset day. Tonight is our reset night, so we're gonna get in bed earlier. I'm gonna try and wake up earlier and see where we go from there, because my runs was doing really, I was doing really well with my runs, everything, but I just think my body is so tired that it doesn't want to run at the minute. I'm just babbling now. I'm just so dead after that run that I'm like, ugh. But we've got this. I'm glad I did it. Like, this was the hardest day. I really didn't want to do it. And whilst I was running, I wasn't like enjoying it as much as I have been. So it was definitely the hardest day. And I don't think it's the fact that it was running that I didn't enjoy, because I have enjoyed running. I just think I had no energy and my body did not want to move today. It was all smooth sailing until today, but we've got this. We have our hard days and that's fine. But this is not a gym channel. This is not a workout channel. But whilst I was running, I was listening to The Secret History. I don't know where I'm up to now, but I got a good bit done. I've got like just over 4 hours left on the audiobook, so I'll definitely get it done this month. But I'm just taking it slow with that. I'm now going to go get a shower, get some lunch, get to editing and do some reading later on and things like that. Really loving my favourite book of all time, probably. I'm looking forward to getting back onto My Darkest Prayer by S.A. Cosby. It's day 13 of the Realmathon. I got no reading done yesterday. I got some of The Secret History done yesterday. The last 2 days I've just been feeling a bit overwhelmed, exhausted. I had a lot to do, but I didn't know how to organise it best to be like efficient and get to a point where I could actually like sit down and enjoy myself and read. So this morning I've woke up and me and James straight away started conquering the to-do list. We got the house cleaned. We both conquered some admin stuff. We had to email a bunch of places. There's a bunch of things going on at the minute that we've just had to sort out. So James did some of it, I did some of it. And I think just having him there because I've been trying to get these things done while he's at work. I've been trying to, and I've been kind of doing things step by step, but it's just taken me so long. So having him there this morning for us both to just be like, okay, let's do it together. It just took us like half an hour. It didn't take up much of the day at all. And now that that's done, I'm making myself a coffee and I am reading My Darkest Prayer. Hopefully I get this done today. I'm motivated now because nothing else needs to be done. I do need to carry on with some editing, but I did get some editing done yesterday anyway. There's not too much pressure to get that done today. I would like to get My Darkest Prayer done today and then I can update you and edit tomorrow. So hopefully the next update will be my thoughts on My Darkest Prayer and the books that I've read or attempted to read this week. This is the last clip and the last day of week 2 of Realmathon. At least it's the last day of me filming. I realise that this vlog, I've probably just spoken a lot, not a lot else has happened. We kind of derailed a little. That's how I feel anyway. But basically what I've learned from vlogging for 2 weeks is that I need to stop putting expectations on myself to finish books in a certain amount of time. This is why I don't really usually do reading vlogs and reading challenges and readathons, things like that, because I end up putting pressure on myself, then I feel like I've failed, and I'm actually doing pretty well. I think I'm doing pretty well. I've submitted 3 or 4 books now. We're going to talk about them in a moment. And there's people that have submitted 10, 15, but that's fine. Like, everyone reads differently. Everyone reads at different speeds, reads different formats, whatever. I need to stop being like, I'm going to finish this book today, so from the next week's video, that's going to stop happening. I'm just going to tell you what I'm reading and how I'm finding it, because we don't need that pressure. That's what I've learned. I've also learned not to film whilst the washing machine is on. So we're learning. We're on my second vlog and we're learning. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown now of, I realise I haven't given you an update on My Darkest Prayer, so I'm just going to give you a rundown on all the books this week, just to kind of summarise it all up. So I started with Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. I actually ended up DNFing this. I could still count this for Realmathon points because I got over the halfway mark, and if you get over the halfway mark before DNFing, you can still count it for points, and you just count the pages you actually read. read. So I actually did get some points for this, even though I DNF'd it. Initially I was enjoying the mentions of Twilight and things, and then it actually just spoiled a plot in Twilight. And I know a lot of people have read them and watched the movies and it's out there, but I personally don't like spoiling anything for anyone. You don't know what people have watched and what people have read, and if they want to get around to watching it or reading it without spoilers, and this book just straight up spoils Twilight. If I ever do spoil anything, please just let me know, because I don't intend to. I was initially enjoying like the little talks of her loving Twilight and reading Twilight and rereading Twilight. That was fun. And I'm emphasising on this so much because the book emphasised on it so much. It got to a point where it just ended up like I was in some Twilight fever dream. It was like as if I'd written a fan fiction when I was like in the height of my love for Twilight. It's not fan fiction, it's not about Twilight, but it might as well have been. There was half a story there that could have been taken out, and we didn't need all that, if that makes sense. So yeah, this just got really bad. I was cringing, and it feels like Ashley Winstead can write a thriller, like she could write a thriller, but I know she's written, I'm pretty sure anyway, that she's written romances beforehand, and I think she's like chucked a lot of that in here and it just doesn't work. If she just went full thriller mode, I think it would be fine. I quite enjoyed In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by her, but it was just fun. It wasn't anything substantial, and it was dark academia. Not a lot went wrong there, but this was just bad. This was so bad, and I had heard that it was bad, so I was nervous going into it. I've got one more book I want to try by her, and that is The Last Housewife. If I'm not fully taken over by that book, then I think I'll just stop reading this also. Then, because I was sick of reading bad and mediocre books and I just wanted something quick where I could be like, yes, I love this book, I'm enjoying it from start to finish, so I picked up Alice in Borderland Volume 6 by Haru Asu. I ended up really enjoying this. I know I love this series. The manga series got adapted into a Netflix TV series adaptation and it was amazing. It's so good, and from watching the series I found out that it was a manga series, and that's when I picked up the mangas. I love these through and through. It's like a dystopian world where people have to play games to survive, and the games are really clever and people will die due to them. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm 6 volumes in. I have spoke about it before in other videos, and this ended up being a 5-star. It started slowing down near the end, but this is a bind up edition. It's 2 volumes in one. So the first half of, like the first volume in this one, it's like a 5 out of 5 stars. Second volume is like more like a 4.5 stars, but all round this deserves the 5 stars that I've given it. The last book I ended up actually finishing in this vlog was My Darkest Prayer by S.A. Cosby. This is the first time I've ever struggled to rate a book. Like, I've struggled to rate a book before, but when I finished this book, I seriously was like, this, I can't give this a rating. I seriously have no idea what I would rate this book. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed S.A. Cosby's writing. I fell in love with his writing style straight away. It was really easy and addictive to read. The atmosphere was great. The gory, graphic details in it was the kind of thing that I like, that I get from like Karen Slaughter and Chris Carter. Maybe not as much, but because it's such a short book, I think it was like just the right amount. The story was like a good solid story, but it was just like the plot was just okay. Like, I was satisfied with it, but it wasn't anything exceptional. It is a debut book. I was happy with it, and I'm happy to try others by him. That being said, I know a lot of people complain about men writing women. Going into this book, it really stood out where he was writing women. I think it stood out so much because he wasn't writing the men the same. Like, he was introducing characters, and when a woman was introduced, there was like 2 paragraphs of her description, and every time they were described, it was about curves and thick thighs and the most beautiful girl he's ever laid eyes on, and the skin was so silky, and you know, all that nonsense. And then a man would be introduced, and it's like, this man looked like this, and this is what he was here for. It just got a lot, because I wouldn't mind it if it was a character trait that he described one woman like this because he genuinely thought she was absolutely beautiful and thought all these things about her. But it was every woman he came across, and the main character, there might be some slight spoilers here. I'm gonna put up a little spoiler thing here. The main character had literally slept with like 90% of the book, maybe even a higher percent of that. Every woman he came across, like it was like a woman in the Waffle House, I'd slept with her. Like he didn't say that, but it was always obvious. It always came across like he'd slept with everyone in town. It just got a lot, and I'm hoping that this drops from S.A. Cosby's other books. This is his debut book. I'm hoping he drops that, and I'm hoping he just really honed in on this character being a certain way, and that's why it was a lot. But I'm not gonna know until I read another book of his. So I'm really undecided to what I would rate this, because one half of me hated certain parts of it, and one half of me loved certain parts of it. That's my review anyway. I want to put a review out there in as many places as I can so people can be aware and see for themselves if they want to go into it or not. Hopefully his other books pick up. He has potential. I just hope he drops that act. Now they're the books that I've got around to and I finished. There are some other books I want to mention, and it's The Secret History and The Wheel of Time. I don't know how far I am into this because I haven't tracked where I am on the audiobook in the book in the last couple of days, but I think I'm like over 300 pages now. I'm not going to say when I'll get this done because we're not doing that anymore. I'll get this done when I get this done. Then I also want to mention that I'm still on with The Dragon Reborn with my sister-in-law. Today is Thursday 13th, 14th I think. We are planning on buddy reading 2 more times, this Friday and next Friday, to get this finished. So hopefully this will be finished by the end of the month. But I'm currently on page 293 and I'm really enjoying this. I think it's better than the first 2 so far because we're getting a bit more, but I'm also getting so many more questions that I need answering. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this series and following this cast of characters. And then I was going to mention some other books, but I'm going to leave that till the next vlog actually. I'm going to sit here and do my intro ready for next week's vlog. I am feeling so much better. I had a couple of days where I felt overwhelmed. I was trying to play catch up with everything. Today we took a couple of days trying to get our routine back in order, and we finally did that, and we woke up really early this morning and we've got a bunch of stuff done, and I'm just feeling really motivated because of that. I genuinely think I'm a morning person. I just don't think I appreciate what that means a lot of the time. I always think, but I really like sleep, so I'm just gonna sleep. Then I go to bed late, and yeah. Anyway, we're also gonna stop trying to have like life therapy sessions here on this vlog. This vlog has been like, I feel like week 1 of the vlog I was like, right, this is how things are gonna go, and then week 2 it's all been out of my hands. I don't know, maybe it's not looked so bad to you guys, but it's felt out of my hands like in reality. I'm glad I've got to this point. I am really happy with the progress I've made. And I'm looking forward to going into week 3 because I feel ready now. I feel like I've cleared my head. I'm feeling motivated. I'm ready to go. I'll see you in week 3 of Realmathon. Let me know how Realmathon is going for you guys. Let me know what you've been reading, if you've been slumping, if you've been having a bit of a catastrophe like me. And I will see you next Friday with week 3 of Realmathon. Bye. Really enjoy that. Sorry. Nell's just walking about with her little tippy toes.